survived the, took me 10 hours to go to Bend, or Madras on the way up, and 17 hours on the way back. Oh yeah.
Good morning, everybody.
Morning.
Morning.
Let's see here. Fred, do you want to do this in the Pledge of Allegiance, please?
All right, class, put your hands over your hearts. Ready, begin. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
All right, please take a seat. Visiting Rotarians and guests. Let's start here at this table. Marty.
Morning, Lay, Southwest Eureka.
All right, welcome. Marty.
Hi everyone, my name is Jules and I'm exchange student from Taiwan. I'm hosted by Old Town Eureka.
All right.
All right, moving on. Anyone back there? No. Yes.
Sarah Sun Asher is here.
All right, at this table, and I'd like to introduce one of our speakers today, Marty Coelho from Walk to End Alzheimer's. Also another guest of mine, Cynthia Perez. She's a juvenile diversion counselor with Arcata Police Department. All right.
And then I have my sister Melinda Dammy, and her application is circulating, so don't reject it. And then Kayla Johnston from Jackson Necklin, she's a CPA there, and she's visiting Rotary.
All right. Let's see, so during sunrises, do we have any travelers this past week? Anyone getting back from any significant occasions? Yes, I see one. We got two.
I went and saw the eclipse.
All right.
So we drove out to eastern Oregon, up the 395. It took 10 hours, but there was no traffic. And we had no reservations ahead of time. We just headed into the Malheur National Forest, stopped at the forest office. They said, oh, go check out this gravel pit. As we drove to check out the gravel pit, we passed this prairie that had, about 20 other people camped in it and a couple porta potties. So we checked out the gravel pit. It was cool. There was nobody there. But then we went back and we camped in this field with about 20 other people. No crowds, no traffic. We got a minute and a half of totality, and it was pretty amazing. We got free bacon in the morning. They played Dark Side of the Moon when the eclipse started. There was actually another guy from Arcata there. We were actually with mostly Californians who had come up the backside, so it was pretty awesome.
That sounds epic.
It was amazing.
Yes.
So we went to Bend, or Madras, and it was us and the entire western United States. Anyway, so it was fantastic, actually. I mean, it's, people go, oh, well, we saw it. And it's like, no, unless you didn't see it. It was, to hear my 18-year-old son on the camera going, oh, wow. Oh, wow, that is so cool. Oh, wow. And so then we left Madras at 11 a.m. and we had dinner 50 miles later. Took us 17 hours to get back. So we left at 11 a.m., got home in Ferndale at 5 a.m. The old fart can still do it.
The next eclipse don't go back.
We went eclipsing also, but we went up to Silverton. So this is very fun that we have different locations across the state of Oregon represented. We were in Silverton, Oregon, which some of you may know. Romy, she and her husband own a farm up in Silverton, and so there was a group of about a dozen of us that stayed at Romy's farm with all these blueberries, and so the blueberries this morning are nothing like what I had earlier. But that's okay, and it was really spectacular. We didn't get involved in the Monday traffic we were old hands and we just waited till Tuesday to leave. But the town of Silverton had, the botanical gardens were all opened up and people tent camping solid for days, and the school solid tent campers. It looked like a Cape Wolf Festival all over again. So very cool thing.
Wow. Carol.
I have to jump in too. Oh, me too.
You tell yours too.
I saw the eclipse too. I went to Salem, Oregon,
Nice.
and no traffic on the way up. I just went the day before. I mean, none, but on the way back was definitely another story. But I found there were some beautiful back roads between Salem and going to Eugene. That was going to take about 15 hours at 3 miles an hour on I-5. So anyway, it was lovely. You're right, you can't describe the actual experience, and you just sort of spontaneously go, whoa, whoa, and that was kind of the fun part. And what I found really interesting is I saw all these pictures on the web, and nothing captures the way it looked, you know? So anyway, we could all go on and on about it, but I won't. So it was fun. I left at 11 and got home at 9:30, so I was proud of it.
And we went to Independence, Oregon, which is near Albany, and my wife's uncle and aunt had sort of a farm out there that they had sort of developed over like the last 30 years. And uncle died last December. Aunt is in a care home, and so all the kids on that side of the family, they're going to sell the farm, and so this was the last time to sort of be at this farm. So it was a huge family get-together, lots of blueberries there too, which were fabulous. We camped on the front lawn. There were a ton of people, family members came from all over and camped. We had a great time. After sort of the eclipse waned, we got in the car and headed south via some back roads. Maybe it took an hour longer than usual, but it wasn't really that bad. And there was a lot of traffic on 5, but it was not the horrors that they had really predicted. So it was really a fun time.
Everybody was on 97.
And does everybody know when the total solar eclipse is going to pass right through here?
2045, August 12th.
Yep.
There we go. And the weather is going to be like this. So on your calendar, do not be in Arcata on the 12th of whatever April in 2045. Go to Reddit. Because we will not see it.
Everybody was up there.
All right, any other travelers?
Oh, yeah.
All right then, moving on. Found this here. I don't see Susan here today. It looks like she took
It was
out the
crazy.
break,
We
a little skydiving, so we'll hopefully hear about that later. And I also wanted to recognize Susan. Today is Health Sports' 25th anniversary, so that's exciting. Email with the slide.
It must be.
Anniversaries, Ray. Did you guys have anniversary? Where are you, Ray?
I'm way back here.
There you are.
I didn't want to say, we did go on a trip. We went to Jacksonville and drank our way through the eclipse, so it was very
Great anniversary.
another kind of blackout.
And Terry and Marty, you had an anniversary. I want to thank you for showing up at the board meeting too on your.
Yeah, I had breakfast with some of you on my anniversary. But we went to Sunset Grill for dinner after we had our walk, and we had a good time just enjoying one another's company during the day. And I highly recommend Sunset Grill. We loved Roy's Club in Eureka, which went out of business this year, and their chef is at Sunset Grill now. And it's totally worth it. So 35 years for us.
Congratulations, both of you. Yeah. Let's see, birthdays. Tim was here last week and he's not here today, but he is 1 year older. And Izzy, you want to come up and tell us about your second week?
So on Saturday, was it Saturday, the welcoming party?
When? I think it was a week ago. When?
Yeah, a week ago, there was a welcoming party at the Raffle Park, and it was really nice, and the cake was really good, and thank you for organizing it. And yeah, then we went on the rafting orientation, and it was fun and with Jules. And thanks, it was really great meeting all the exchange students. Yeah, and my first day of school with Justice. Yeah, it was pretty good, and I have already found some friends. Another exchange student from Germany, and also a bunch of other girls. Yeah, and yesterday? No, the the day before yesterday, we made a campfire at the beach, and it was so lovely with the sun.
that together, Steve.
Yeah.
And it was a great sunset, and it was so beautiful. And I went swimming.
Wow.
Yeah, it was cold, but it was great.
One more thing,
Yeah.
how do you say eclipse in Austin?
Yes, what is my favorite?
Sun and finsternis.
Wow. You guys
That was very descriptive.
Sonne means sun, and finsternis means if it's dark. So it's
Sauna finsternis.
yeah.
All right. All right, a little bit more somber news came to our attention that June McCartney, one of the charter members of this club, passed away recently. So we honor her here with the slide. If we could just take a few moments of silence just to honor her and whatnot. So. And another little bit of news here. Ron Sharp has announced that he is leaving the club. He had some opportunities come up. He's going to be a big part of the economic development department in Blue Lake, and he's really enthusiastic about that and just really wanted to focus all his time on that. He's still planning on being a Rotarian spouse, and he'll be at that.
I don't think it's a choice.
There's no other news. And he'll be at the fellowship events and whatnot, so he'll be here. He just can't commit his time to the club right now. So wish him the best, and that's that. Also, Bob Johnson put in a leave of absence request for July through December, so he'll be back in January. He's got some things he needs to take care of. And if you were here last week, you saw him, so he'll be in and out, but he's officially requested that, and it's been granted. So with that, I'd like to actually bring up our resident maestro, Dick. I've asked him to put together a song just to kind of commemorate everything and our Rotarians here. So.
Well, it doesn't really have to do with those things. and it actually is a very old song.
So you didn't follow any of the instructions?
Why would I
You had one job.
Whoa. Now I am no longer in tune as well, so that'll be exciting. Oh, I guess I'm on July 19th, 2002, we had a very special visit from a very special person. Not a member of our club, not at that time at any rate. That wasn't part
He had one job.
My guitar was so shocking, it almost fell down. We had a brand new type of district governor, one that we had not ever had before. And it was someone who later joined our club, and she's sitting right there. So I was really kind of surprised when I looked at this, because it was 15 years ago, in about a month. And as you know, I usually do, most of you know, I usually do a song at the end of the year for our past presidents, or our soon-to-be past presidents, and kind of escorting them out the door. This was the first time I'd done one for a district governor, and I've only done one other one, and it was for
Aaron.
For Aaron, yeah, thank you. I had to access my external hard drive there. Anyway, this is called District Governor. And the writing on my sheet is very small, so if I start bending over like this, you'll know why. It's 7 o'clock, and the bell is rung. Wait a minute, let me try that again, because I got the wrong part. My guitar's not cooperating. It's 7 o'clock, and the bell is rung. Rotarians are still sneaking in. It's a special meeting we're having, and we can't wait for it to begin. meeting with our district governor. She's been here a few times before, and she's everything you'd expect her to be, and now just a little bit more. Terri Clark is our new district governor, 5130 by name. She'll lead us this year for Rotary, and none of us will be the same. Long Beach was Terri's first stomping ground, though she didn't stay there very long, 'cause her family was naval, and soon she was able to travel the world on a song. Anchors away. Somehow Terri ended up here in Humboldt. She just showed up here one day to study English lit and get married a bit, 'cause the girl really needed Marty. Now Terri lives in McKinleyville with Marty and 2 cats, we hear tell. She's from North Southwest Eureka Rotary, but that doesn't fit in this song very well. And she goes to conventions and festivals, all bearing the Rotary wheel, to assemblies and meetings and shipboard second seatings, doing things that I dare not reveal. Now we've had some great district governors, and each of them has had his day. Last year it was Franz, who said, "Look, man, no Hans," but he pumped us all up anyway. And the year before, it was Harry, a sunriser, a man without peer. But this year they rose to the challenge and chose someone who wears a brassiere. Terri Clark was our new district governor, 5130 by name. She led us that year for Rotary, and none of us were ever the same. No, none of us was ever the same.
All right, let's see. We got an event here today, Mr. Chris.
So it's time for the horse race. So we're going to go out. It's Friday. It's time to go to the races. First post is at 3:07. And we're going to be out there at the fairgrounds, coming close to on the lawn area down below. Bring a chair, sunscreen, come on down, play a little hooky, and have a great afternoon. So hopefully you're all going to make money on the
All right, and then hope to see you all there. Beyond that, this weekend is the Kevin Neighbor Run, so if you haven't signed up, please do, or show up and show some support. The proceeds this year go to support the Humboldt Bay Trail from Arcata to Eureka. So it's an amazing thing. The Government Walks are also coming up. We have a team, so you know how to join, talk to Romy, or sign up, or talk to Matt. We'll get you on the team. We'll talk a little bit more about the walk to end Alzheimer's here in a minute. Casa Kids Walk is coming up. We have a team for that too, so you can join the team. Rachel's going to talk a little bit more about that, and she also has a coinciding event that she wants to tell you about.
Yes, yes. I'm very excited because we have 10 people on our Casa Kid Walk team, so that's pretty awesome. There's enough interest to start our own team. I will pass this around again if anyone else that wasn't here, the original sign up, wants to sign up. And the cool part about this walk is it's at 6 p.m. Arts Alive in Eureka, so that's kind of nice to have a night walk, and then you can go party afterwards if you wanted to. And then one of my favorite parts about the Casa Kid Walk is the ways you can fundraise along up to the walk. And Sandwich Day is my favorite of all of them. So it's a bunch of volunteers get together, make 600 sandwiches for the community, and then the community purchases them. It's $10 for a drink, chips, cookie, and a sandwich all in a box. And then if you have over 16 orders, they'll deliver them to you. If not, you pick them up in Eureka at the Sacred Heart Church. Or I can arrange delivery since I'll be one of the volunteers to make the 600 sandwiches. So if you have a business or a group of people that are interested in purchasing the lunches, I created a sign up with more of the details behind it if you wanted to look at that. And I will email you the sandwich forms to send to your coworkers or friends or whoever. And yeah, I can arrange delivery for that. So it'd be really fun. $10 and all the proceeds, 100%, $6,000 go to Casa. So.
All right. Sandwich Day is fun.
Yes, so fun. If you want to volunteer, let me know too.
All right, and our guest speaker, we're going to have a talk about Alzheimer's today. So I'd like to introduce Marty Coelho, and I'll pull the slides up.
Good morning. Good morning. You guys have more talent.
Well, not this table.
Speak for yourself.
Don't sell yourself short here. You may have to share a little bit. So my name is Marty Coelho. I'm the Executive Director of College Advancement at CR. People ask, what is that? I oversee the marketing, communications, branding, and fundraising for our district. I'm also the Executive Director of our foundation. So we raise money for scholarships and for internships for our students. And I volunteer for the Alzheimer's Association in our local Humboldt County Walk to End Alzheimer's. We're going into year 2. Last year we had the record-setting event in California and raised $57,000. Very impressive, seems to be a Humboldt way when it comes to doing nonprofit events. So a little bit darker subject than what we've been talking about so far this morning. I'd like to recognize we've got some supporters in our audience. Melinda, I believe, is working on sponsorship and teams on our committee. And John Richmond from West Coast Communications is one of our sponsors. And if I have forgotten someone else, I very much apologize. So I actually spent about 25 of my years battling cancer for the American Cancer Society, and I picked a new cause. It is a daunting cause. Of the top 10 diseases, there is only one disease that has no treatments, none, and no cures. 1,000 people a day are being diagnosed. 10,000 people a day are turning 65. You start to do the math, and it's getting pretty scary. So researchers and scientists are stepping forward saying, basically, this is going to be our next pandemic. And here in Humboldt County, the state of California, the United States, we are in no way prepared to take care of an aging population or a population of people with Alzheimer's. So it is very grim. I suppose, given all the other trauma and drama that goes on in our daily lives in this country anymore, we could turn away and just not even deal with it. Or we can kind of stare the beast in the eye and see what we can do. Maybe one small step in that fight. So the Alzheimer's Association is dedicated to eliminating this disease. And they have really built up a grassroots movement to be able to do this for us. They offer services. They actually sponsor a dementia conference every year here in Humboldt County and bring up speakers. They also have their call line that sees a lot of calls annually. Their website, which has the most up-to-date information on Alzheimer's on the web. And they offer support groups. I think this is one of the things that's most interesting. They are the largest single funder of Alzheimer's research after the United States government and the Chinese government. And they fund research internationally. It doesn't really matter where the cure comes from, we just got to find the cure. And the fact that we're doing this is added to the fact that they are the largest Alzheimer's advocacy force in the country, and we're finally starting to make some ground in Congress. We were recently able to get an additional $350 million increase for Alzheimer's and a commitment to put a national plan together. The fact that that just recently happened in DC in this political environment is a small miracle, big miracle, just a miracle, really. Anything gets done there. So why? They're getting old. Our politicians are getting old. That's my theory. And they're kind of looking around, and if you have seen some of our senators and congressmen in hearings, it's kind of obvious that some of them perhaps are not quite all there anymore. It's kind of scary. I think they're realizing that this is an issue that they're going to have to get involved with. The walk is the fastest growing event in the country right now. It's becoming grassroots. So 600 walks, over 500,000 participants, $82 million raised last year. So we're here to talk to you about forming teams. You do have your Rotary team, which is fantastic, but we encourage people to form other teams. We're talking to you about taking 3 hours out of your day. Seriously, it's 3 hours. On a Saturday morning, you get to go walk for a mile or 3 miles down at Halverson Park. It's just a great way to start the day. So it's not a big time commitment. We're asking people to fundraise. You don't have to fundraise, but fundraise would help support the research, which is really what we need to kick into high gear. So October 14th, registration starts at 8:30. If you haven't registered online, the walk starts at 10. We have an opening ceremony at 9:30. We're going to have Cliff and Kay Hum out there to help MC and broadcast our event live. You know, this disease is really interesting going around and talking about it, because in the last 2 weeks alone, I've gone around and made presentations, and in both those situations, I had people make jokes about Alzheimer's to me. You know, something about forgetting. And I could throw a stone, but I can remember in the past where I used to make those jokes. I thought, well, this is strange, because I honestly cannot remember ever hearing anyone make a joke about cancer, diabetes, AIDS, polio. I thought, why do we make jokes about Alzheimer's? And another woman said to me, you know why I joined up? I'm like, no. She goes, this disease terrifies me. I said, that's why people are joking about it. They cannot emotionally handle this disease. And I think it's because who we are today is the sum of our experiences in the past. That's who we are today. What we've experienced in the past, how we reacted to that, has defined who we are today. And we each have the opportunity in the future to be someone different, to improve ourselves, become the 2.0 version, the 3.0 version. But with Alzheimer's, it takes your past. You forget who you are as a person, and who your family is, and who your friends are, what your passions are, what your hobbies are. And it takes your future. So you don't get the opportunity to improve upon yourself and become something different, to become something better. And it just leaves you this ever-fragmented present that continues to shrink, and you unlearn everything. How to brush your teeth, how to put your clothes on, you unlearn it all. That becomes your reality. I think that terrifies people, and that's why we joke about it. But for every person we've heard who's gotten Alzheimer's, Glenn Campbell, who recently passed away, remember he decided that in his last year he was going to go do a documentary on his disease, and he would play on stage with his son and daughter. He didn't even know who they were. He couldn't remember the lyrics. He had to work off of a monitor. He never forgot how to play the guitar. Muscle memory took over. For every person like Glenn Campbell, Ronald Reagan, Rita Hayworth, Robin Williams, there are thousands of people that have this disease, and all of their families are having to deal with it. So I would suggest that you go back and look at this fact sheet. I'm not a huge fact sheet guy, but when I saw the box that says 1 out of 3 senior citizens dies from Alzheimer's, I went, oh, I'm getting kind of old. I don't like those odds. And I think it'd be really sad if the legacy we leave our kids and grandkids is that we didn't do anything about it because it just scared us too much. It's really not a legacy that you want to be remembered for. So I'd encourage everyone to come and register. Easiest ways to register, you can text it right off your phone, or if you just Google Humboldt County Walk to End Alzheimer's, it pops up the site right away and you can register your team. Thank you so much, I appreciate it.
And we do have a team, so I'll send out an email, and whoever wants to join our team will be great, because we will definitely be there. Let's see, now it is time for Final Friday, so we need an auctioneer, we need Terri. Some money.
Thank you very much. Ray's going to be our auctioneer today, and one of my favorite parts of the Final Friday is getting to hand out jewelry, and I would like Steve McCaney and Jeff Stebbins to please come up because they have each finished their second Paul Harris Fellow, so you get jewelry. Lovely. Thank you very much. Thank you very much. Today, our Final Friday auction is no exception to the usual because even though we're a morning club, we are clearly also a drinking club. So where do we want to start, Ray?
Wow. Well, I want to start with this one just because I looked at it and I'm like, oh, succulents. My wife loves these. And then I noticed there's a bottle of mezcal with it. So, seriously, succulents. Going to White Claire. So, well, I love the fact that it says succulents. And then the first thing is about this mezcal. So, there's a lot of great information about this, and I couldn't read all of it, but does everyone know what mezcal is? No. Well, I guess I could read all of it. So,
have the worm?
Yeah. Somewhere. It's walking around, perfect. So, instead of reading this, because we are short on time, and we have a lot of things, I am going to do my favorite thing and start bidding for the succulents and mezcal at $50. Do we have 50? Do we have 60? We have 60. We have 60. Do we have 70? Looking for 70. We have 70. Do we have 80? Going for 80. We have 70 once. We have 70 twice. Sold to Roman for 70.
I'm not going to carry that around because it's really heavy, but you can read it if you want.
Oh,
this is from Lori.
Once again, alcohol. The Mule Basket. Moscow Mule's a cocktail. Comes with 2 copper mugs, Blue Lake vodka, limoncello, Cointreau, 8 bottles of ginger beer, lemon juice, lime juice, garnishments, and 10 different mule recipes. And it's ready for your party tonight. So, let's come over, we're gonna bid through this quick. This is from Lori. So, starting at 50. 50, do we have 60? 60, do we have 70? 70, do we have 80? 80, do we have 90?
Look at those copper cups.
Do we have 90? We have 90, do we have 100? Do we have 100? Moscow mules are delicious. We have 90 going once, 90 going twice. Sold. Huh?
Yes, is it
Okay, we're gonna do carrots.
Ran away.
Oh, Nick is running my card, which you can all do.
Oh, yeah.
When you buy your item, you can put it on your card, and Nick has the square. Yeah. You can put your dues on it. You can put your you can add your breakfast card on it, and you can add to your auction item. It's so easy to buy.
This one has music with it.
Oh, it's There's even cash for me.
In the form of $2 bills. That's lovely. So, get educated. Picking winners, a horse player's guide. That's not me. Second, know where to find the racehorses, a copy of the fair schedule, your grub stake to make your fortune, and they're off. Watch your favorite come around to the finish line with a pair of binoculars. And, oh, fifth, Eagle Rock Kentucky straight bourbon. And sixth, a crying towel just in case. So, this is from Karen. So, we're starting at $50. Do we have 50? Do we have 60? 60. Do we have 70? Looking for 70. 70. Do we have 80? Do we have 80? We have 80. Do we have 90?
Can't let that go with that jacket. Gotta get a winner, gotta get a winner.
Do we have 90? We have 90. Looking for 100. We have 90 going once, 90 going twice. Sold.
Closer to fish and stay around 20. Yeah. There's a cake.
This is from Rena.
2 Hawaiian coasters, a beach towel, Kona coffee, Plumeria starter, Organic Spice Company barbecue rub, a sunscreen bottle flask which will hold your alcohol nicely, 3 macadamia nut chocolates, pineapple shaped cutting board, a $30 banana hut gift certificate.
And I will just say that glass is fabulous to take on a cruise ship. Because you can't take alcohol on a cruise ship, but you can with that glass.
If you show up with 20 bottles of
20 bottles of
this, they know
sunscreen.
that
It is sensitive.
Very sun sensitive.
So, for those who didn't hear, a pineapple shaped cutting board, a $30 banana hut gift certificate, and a soft sided cooler. So, this is worth a lot more. So you gotta bid this up. We're gonna start at 50. Do we have 50? Looking, we have 50. Do we have 60? 60. Do we have 70? We have 70. Do we have 80? We have 80. Do we have 90? We have 90. Do we have 100? 100. Do we have 110? Do we have 110? We have 100 going once, going twice. Sold.
This is from Maggie. Do you want to tell us about it, Maggie?
Yeah, real quick, this is pretty much everything you need to either get yourself ready to move or downsize. There's a bottle of wine, there is a big thing of chocolate, and there is a book to help you on your way, and there's also some tape to basically drown out any thoughts you might have, or keep those voices from coming out to tell you not to get rid of it. So it's everything you need in there. There's even a tape measure.
So in other words, you don't have to be moving to need this.
You don't have to be moving to need this. In fact, once you eat the chocolate and drink the wine, you're going to do something else anyway.
What's the wine?
Does it matter?
Doesn't matter.
I like wine and tape. You can tape up whoever you were sitting with and make them watch you drink the wine.
It's a chill house zen from Casa Robles.
All right.
Toblerone chocolate, the big.
Do we have $50? Looking for 50. We have 50. Oh, we have 60. We have 60. Do we have 70? We have 70. We have 60 going once. 60 going twice. Sold. Corey Breyer.
I don't know who donated this. Thank you, Sarah. So there is an Eclipse t-shirt with our anniversary on it.
Yay!
And
our anniversary. It is our anniversary, actually. It's just not.
Three of the four of us have an anniversary are here. Lake Tahoe Wild Huckleberry Jam and a bottle of Saracena Pinot Noir.
Everything is alcohol related today.
This is from Sarah.
So.
It's a very cool shirt.
I tried it.
What size? The shirt is a large. Oh, it says on the front too.
Starting at 50. Do we have $50? We have 50. Do we have 60? We have 60. Do we have 70? Do we have 70? We have 60. We have 70. Do we have 80? We have 70. Going once. Going twice. Sold. Jessica. Jessica. I'm yelling at you. It's Jessica. Okay, Jessica.
That all helps, thanks.
Do you want to do this or do you want to do the other basket first? Oh, we did this one. Oh, we did it
Let's show it again. There you go.
Only
So-
sell it once.
You didn't want to read this, did you?
Well,
I think it's very funny. So,
all right, you read it.
this basket is called the wardrobe malfunction. We'll read the actual little clip. Was it intentional? Does it matter? She got the press. The fans got a peek. The indignant got a new source of outrage, plus a little peek. And TV watchers got to see commentators tip around the word nipple. Everyone wins. So, what the wardrobe malfunction is a bag containing everything you need to make a cocktail called the wardrobe malfunction. So, it contains tequila, guava juice, ginger-infused maple syrup, lime juice, and ice. And apparently the bottle of
I didn't
maple
put the ice in
syrup,
here.
but the maple syrup is apparently the best maple syrup in the world. So
right before Christmas, a news program was running a Made in America thing, and my husband Marty loves maple syrup, and the news was featuring this company in Vermont called Run Amok Maple Syrup, and I ordered from them, and now I just can't stop because it's fabulous. And this one is, I have not tried, this is ginger root infused, but it makes the drink, and it comes in a little insulated lunch bag from Long Beach, my hometown. Which is just
So, $50. We have 50. Do we have 60? Looking for 60. We have 60. Do we have 70? 70. Do we have 70? We have 70. Do we have 80? We have 70 going once. We have 80. Do we have 90? 90. We have 90. Do we have 100? Looking for 100. 90 going once. 90 going twice.
You did a good job, didn't you?
Sold. 90.
Thank you very much. All the money goes to the Rotary Foundation. We donated our take last month to polio. This will go to the annual programs fund, which helps fund water projects and all sorts of other things around the world, helping people with won't meet in places we may not visit. Thank you for your generosity. We have another auction next month.
Thank you, everybody. Thank you, Terri. All right.
We have a total here.
Oh, let's get the total first.
$570. Thank you.
All right. Raffle time. We have raffles today. Yes, we do. Sarah.
202-275.
You got that ticket with the
Going to the
credit
races?
card.
That's
Coming into the
That's right. Welcome to the world.
Nick, did you just buy one?
I did. And I bought it like 3 o'clock in the morning.
202303.
Wow.
303.
Great song.
Get it. $4.
Whoa!
I guess.
You gotta double that down to the races this afternoon then. What was the cost?
President Dustin, maybe for next time we do the auction first and then the raffle first, then the
I'll make a note of that, yes, I might get that money back.
big winners.
All right, before we have any other announcements that I'd like to make, order of the court. Any other announcements anyone would like to make before we adjourn today's
Check
meeting?
to the Rotary Foundation and drop them with me, and don't forget your items that you bought. Thank you.
Thank you to the members who have joined the Out of the Darkness Walk. And yet there's room for lots and lots of the rest of us to join the Out of the Darkness Walk team as well. Even if you can't be present with us, because I know there's a conflict, color run and Out of the Darkness, but even if you can't join the team, they're actually hoping to raise $22,000, and so that means tell 22 people and ask 22 people to give $22, and that would be really easy. I sent that email to you. Hop on there, give $22, and be part of our team. We'd really appreciate it. Suicide affects our community in a deep way. Every one of us are touched by it in some way, and education, awareness, and prevention is the best thing that we can do. Be part of that.
Thank you, Romy. And I know I'll announce this for Karen. She has an event she would like to announce coming up, Seeding the Future Workshop. It's a leadership workshop put on by California Garden Clubs in the Humboldt District. So there's some flyers here. If you'd like to look at that, I'll put them on the table and you can take a look at them. It's $40 for a whole day of leadership workshop stuff. I haven't read it myself, but Karen wanted to announce that, so feel free to take a look at it and join if you'd like. If that's everything, I'll leave you with this. The profession of book writing makes horse racing seem like a solid, stable business. I hope to see you all out there today.